Well, the Moloto Road is notorious for its high number of road fatalities. A few weeks back, protesters took their complaints to the union buildings. They want details on the proposed road upgrade and rail project. Now, that project was announced back in 2015 already, but it's seems not much has been done. Our reporter Nqobile Madlala following that story for us. Nqobile, a very good morning to you. And yes, since those protests, does it seem like anybody is hearing what these residents and these concerned community members and commuters have had to say?
Well, at this point, we do know that the protesters at the Union Building are to meet, they are to take a memorandum to the public protector to try and get this project going and also try and get some form of assistance to get a direction as to what will happen to Moloto Road. But back at home, which is where we are joined by some of the residents that have been through a lot. Some of them have had accidents, some of them have lost their loved ones. In fact, joining me now is Nqobile, who was one of the people who were in an accident back in 1993. She was just telling me now that it was one of the hardest things she had to face. Mama Hlambe, sicela usichazele ukuthi kwenzakalani kuwena.
Hayi Mama Hlambe, Mama
Gamete, makwenzakalani?
Salimala nge-3 December 19 so limala kwethu kweza iolikhopha yasithatha sayesibhedlele eshefu so ngahlala 2 years vele esibhedlela mina ngakhona ukuhamba ngakhona kwenzeka next thili ke ngeze ngaba right bangifundisa ukuhamba ngabuya ngeza la ekhaya so mangifika la ekhaya ke ngabilibele sengihamba i-treatment esibhedlela so vela angikhona ukwenza next
Mawuthi awukhona ukwenza next mama kwenzakalani emlenzeni yakho?
Umlenze waphuka wavadlaka angisho bakhipha emathambo bafaka insimbi so mabafaka insimbi ke sengihamba ngazo lezi insimbi ngelindanga ku right ngelindanga ku right
manje koko ake alukho uxhaso noma usizwe nake nalithola ukusukela emva kokuthi ulimele
isizwe yilo labasorobhe ngala ngisho phela basinika imali encane
wathola malini koko
21,099
imali le eya 21,000 wayithola kwathi uyiqhamuka kuphi
basho yini le wendlela yini bathi yini lokho esendleleni le mali endleleni bathi yini
koko uya kade ungitshela manje ukuthi umuntu ohlala ngobuhlungu and ukhana amanzi awusichazele ukuthi impilo yakhe injani
impilo yami inzima phela ngikhamanzi ayikho nje into evele eright ngelilanga ngiyalala ngelilanga ngilari kuyasangibhekile uyapayinelo bona
mangabe nilimala ngo93 bani promise ini
oyikho into basipromise yona ukubulala inhliziyo futhi kakhulu manje amanzi mawuyoreya amanzi ngale walethela uyabona ukuthi kunzima kakhulu kunzima ayikho phela into abasenzele yona yini nje bazethu basenzele yona ayikho
ake ngibuze nje koko istimela singanisiza ngani kuloko
kosabona be-ANC yibo kosabasiza ukuthi kutholakala itrain ubona ngoba amabhasi lawa aphethe aceda abantu baceda abantu akunanto abayitholayo abantwana basele babodwa basana bazale amabhesi aceda abantu aceda abazali babo yabona manje mina ngibonga ukuthi yangenza so naku ngiyaphila abantu abami bayangibona mara abaningi abantwana abasana bazali basele bodwa basele bodwa nje ayikho into esizo abalitholile so mabasele bodwa umuntu phakathi kokho ukuthi aphume iplan ukuthi labantwana basele bodwa so kose ukuthi wenza njani abantwana babodwa ayikho into abasisiza ngayo
ngiyabonga kakhulu mama well as you can hear there, UV and Dan, Mam Gamete just explaining to us how her life has changed over time. She says she can barely walk as some of her limbs are sore and in cold days it gets worse. But also at the same time saying that it would be great for them to have an alternative transport, as this is a major issue. She was just explaining to us back in the days when they had just gotten an accident. She said at some point they were told that they will get an alternative transport, which will be much more easier for them to access certain areas, because the bus has been a major issue on the Moloto Road. She also explained off camera that on the day that she was in an accident, about 7 people died, and she's also just explaining now that there's more orphans than anything because of the sort of accidents that happen on this Moloto Road. Also explaining that she's saying that there needs to be some form of change, some form of assistance, but at this point they are not getting any.
It's about time. I mean, we know that this has been going on for years and years and years, the story we've been hearing. Thanks for bringing us the real stories and making them real, Nqobile Madlala, there. Just bringing it home, especially from those who've survived that notorious road.